Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Before we begin, you probably noticed that the setup is different. I moved my big chair up into my office. So I figured, this is going to make watch parties as we're getting geared up for Kenobi in less than a week now. Or, yeah, less than a week. It'll just make it more comfortable. So let me know what you think. I may go back to the original layout, but this is actually kind of sweet. Because I can, recline now. So I think, I don't know, it's a little more homey, a little more comfortable. Anyways, Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy has been delayed at Lucasfilm. So we've heard tons of rumors about this, and now it seems like it's actually officially delayed. And this is coming from Kathleen Kennedy's mouth herself. We got a lot of news videos today, so if this is the first one you're watching on the channel for today, keep an eye out because there's probably going to be like 4. Because there's a lot of stuff that just came out. So if you guys remember when The Last Jedi came out, obviously it created a big rift in the fandom. There were a lot of people who liked it and a lot of people who hated it. And there was talks that Rian Johnson would be making a trilogy of his own, not connected to necessarily the Skywalker saga, but his own thing. He'd just make it up completely and go off of, new characters, a new timeline perhaps, and everything that he just makes up himself. Kind of like what he did. And there was a huge outcry. There were a lot of people that were really unhappy about it. And Twitter, everyone just makes their emotions and their thoughts very known. And so there was a lot of backlash. There was a lot of discourse. People wanted it, people didn't want it. And in these last several years, there has been a lot of different rumors that didn't really substantiate at all. There, people were saying it's happening or it's not happening, and we just didn't really know, but now we actually finally know. So let's go ahead and read the quote, and then I'm going to give my thoughts about it on what I actually think about Rian Johnson creating a trilogy of his own. So Kathleen Kennedy said that the director has been unbelievably busy with his Knives Out films, which her words implied will probably keep Johnson occupied for the next few years. Crucially, though, Kennedy noted that they're avoiding using the word trilogy, not just for Johnson's films, but Star Wars movies in general. In her own words, Rian has been unbelievably busy with Knives Out and the deal he made at Netflix for multiple movies. I hesitate to use the word trilogies anymore because Star Wars is much more about persistent storytelling. Well, yes, but I think using the word trilogies is fine. I mean, George had his 2 trilogies and he always used that word. And the first 6 films were the most cohesive and exciting bit of Star Wars that we have to date. I think the first 6 films really are what makes Star Wars Star Wars. Without those first 6, Disney wouldn't have forked up so much money for it. But anyways, for me, I feel like, honestly, I wouldn't mind to see a Rian Johnson trilogy. If he is stepping completely as far away from the Skywalker saga as possible, I mean, now it's too late. He's done what he's done. But I don't really mind, man. Like, if he makes something to do with, his own story and his own timeline that has nothing to do with Jedi, that has nothing to do with Force users, that has nothing to do with Sith, and is just, in a Star Wars universe, yeah, sure, why not? You can't really mess anything up. And I say this because, I'm very vocal about how I feel about the sequels and The Last Jedi in general. I mean, I haven't even played the Lego version of it because I just don't want to. The film bothered me that much. But I will say that it was definitely the most creative of the sequel trilogy. And it was, I think, the most beautiful in terms of cinematography and the way it was shot. The music also was really nice. So, I mean, I don't think he's a bad director. I don't think he's a bad writer. I just think that he should stay as far away as possible from anything to do with George Lucas's Star Wars. But if he wants to go off and create his own thing that has nothing to do with the so-called IP that George created, except for, just being in the world of Star Wars, like not Jedi or Sith or whatever, or Mandalorians, then I think he'd probably make a pretty cool, compelling, adventurous story. And it would look really nice too. What this suggests is that Lucasfilm is going to deviate from the Marvel-minded original plans and focus on director-driven standalone movies. One of those is said to be produced by Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige. Right, and now we have Kevin Feige making his own sort of Star Wars project. And we don't really know much about it, but I did make a video about it a few days ago. And all we know is that it's not going to be particularly in the Skywalker timeline or saga. So, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be really happy that he's staying far away from Star Wars. And honestly, I don't care if he is or isn't in Star Wars, as long as he just does not touch any of the pre-existing Star Wars lore or data or characters, and just stay as far away from that stuff as possible. Make up your own stuff in a totally separate timeline that has nothing to do with any of the events that has taken place in Star Wars whatsoever. And if he were to do that, then I feel like he would probably make something really cool and something very unique. So yeah, we'll see what happens with him. I'm happy that he's very successful with his Knives Out thing. I saw that down here it said he got paid 500 million or something like that, or whatever it may be. That's great for him, man. He's killing it. So, you know, may he continue to do what he's doing, and we'll see what happens with his Star Wars deals in the next few years. But right now, seems like nothing is happening. Nothing's going on. And I don't really think it will. I don't really know if he'll ever go back to Star Wars, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. Hope you enjoyed this vid. Let me know what you guys think about Rian Johnson being in the world of Star Wars and making his persistent storytelling, or you think he should just stay the hell away from it as much as he can. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.